Like and subscribe, Flow All Day Radio.
But he play with my kids, and I don't
And
play
then
like
him
that.
recording the jail call,
So Meeka,
that to
what
me was below the belt when he
hold
was
on,
dealing
Meeka.
with
Bree,
Johnny.
the jail call was after he played with my kids. That's why I need everybody to understand. That was all after he played with my kids. Once he played with my kids, and I was like, "Tell your wife who gave me these hickeys." That nigga was playing foul ever since. I
So
was
why
just the
he
gullible bitch that didn't believe
kids?
that he was, but he
Meeka,
was.
Meeka, why did he start playing with your kids on the app? Why did he start bringing shit
Because
to the
Because
that's
he
just the
tried to
shit he do.
respond.
That's just the shit he do. He go low, bro. Like if I would have allowed him to play with my kids, me and him would have still been good today. But I don't play with my kids, nigga. You would die before I let you play with
So
my
y'all
Yeah,
ain't
kids.
have
that's a fact. That's how I feel. You could play with
and
me,
sue for
but
him
when
to
you
be
get to
able
play
to
with my
come to the app
motherfucking kids,
that shit.
it's fair game, my nigga.
You feel me? On God.
Cause
So
if I don't
that
step
happened
for these niggas, who gonna
for him to
step
bring
for
What?
to the
them?
app.
Because all these bitches on this app be trying to be like Meeka. What you get out of a nigga? But what you don't understand is a nigga was sprung on me. I'm just the bitch that don't play with my kids, bitch. I could have got everything about that nigga. I'm just not playing with my kids, bitch. Fuck you and fuck whoever else gonna play with their kids. I don't play with mines, bitch. That nigga fucked me one time, let's say like two, three times in one weekend, and it never got past that. So no, me gonna get shit out the nigga, cause I don't play with my kids, bitch. The fuck?
How
He
did
don't.
it get? That's the
Right.
part that I missed on and I missed out on. How did it get to the kids? All because you liked it somebody else and he was upset,
Yes,
so he took it to the kids.
Oh, okay.
yes, juice. That's exactly what happened. So I came from LA, right? And that nigga had a room. Me and him had a disagreement about some shit that had nothing to do with the app. We was on the phone having a disagreement, right? And then the nigga came to the app. That's when Hassan Campbell started exposing him, talking about he recorded him. So me and him was beefing. So I wasn't gonna pull up in that nigga room and talk about nothing. So I had a room in my own room, and we was listening to Hassan Campbell expose Wack 100. So then when Wack 100 decided to respond to Hassan Campbell, I had a burner in Wack's room so we can listen to him respond. Wack didn't like that I had a burner in his room. And he was like, fuck that bitch. She better get that burner up out of here. And he started saying shit about my kids. And it was a wrap after that.
What was the disagreement
Like
about
and
though?
subscribe,
I
Flow All
forgot.
Day
Like
Radio.
we had disagreements about small shit because he's a narcissist. So if he feel like he's not in control of something, it's a problem. So I forgot exactly what the
Was it
disagreement
one
was
of the
about. It could have been
ones
about,
when you used to get
bro.
green
It
beans in the
listen. Hold
100
on,
room?
Sleazy. Hold on. It literally could have been about what color the sky was. I swear to God, it literally could have been about that. I just don't remember. But that's how that nigga get down. Swear to God.
He got a Napoleon complex. Like you said, like he was used to being in the background, and once he got a little bit of fame, he started getting the attention that he never got
Yeah,
before. So he
Mika,
didn't
what
know
did
how to
you like
handle it.
about him?
That shit is crazy.
Okay, look, that's a good question.
Just
Who is that?
chilling.
Cause
India?
I ain't gonna lie, niggas be ugly, but then
Right.
Mr.
I don't fuck
Potato
with an ugly
Head.
nigga before.
I'm so glad to run into a real bitch. Oh my mama. Cause look.
I done been crazy about an ugly nigga before, cause the chemistry was
Ugh.
different.
Oh God. Cause look, that's what it was, India. I ain't gonna hold you. It was the chemistry. That nigga was, he was like, listen, I'm an alpha female. You feel me? So it takes an alpha male to tame me. That nigga tamed me without effort. Like, I ain't gonna say without effort. It did take an effort, bro. It took a minute for him to tame me like a motherfucker. Sleazy,
Yeah,
you
yeah. I
mind?
used to call bitches phones like, "What you want, my nigga?" Bitches just like, "Girl, nobody want that nigga but you."
Who is that? Who my nigga Sleazy, you know, nigga. It took a
Yep.
minute for that nigga to tame me, right or wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, hell yeah.
That nigga was like, she won't submit. She won't submit. Remember that, Sleazy?
Yeah, that was funny as shit. But
Yeah,
you
these
know, they
niggas
don't
Oh
don't
know
be
how
God.
knowing
much
they can
time
submit. They just
they
want
don't
to
know how much
control the
time
shit
the
out
brother
of you.
used to chill in the room and shit. Like,
Cause he
you know, it'd
wanted
be
me
like
that
3 in the
bad.
morning. We be in there chilling, just talking and shit. It's crazy.
Cause he wanted me that fucking bad. You know what I'm saying? And when I finally submitted, that was the recordings that y'all heard when I finally submitted. Because I don't know if y'all know about a Gemini, but a Gemini, we don't give a
Like and
Gemini woman,
subscribe.
we don't give
Flow
a
all
fuck,
day
nigga. You gotta be
radio.
that nigga to make us submit on God, nigga, because we real niggas. Females, we real. Gemini and females, we real niggas for real. So you gotta be that nigga to make us submit. So at the time that I finally decided to submit to him, I was in submission entirely,
It was a
entirely, and and,
conversation.
and that's that's the recordings y'all heard. I
So
was
you
in
found a real
That's what
nigga
I
in
submission.
him.
want to know. What made you submit?
Yeah, like
Like, if
was
you
it the
guys
So
only
okay,
was
conversation?
only sexual that
you
weekend,
eventually
then
found
everything
you
else would
eventually
have to
found
be
a
like
real nigga in him.
verbal correspondence. So, was the conversation that he gave you, the picture that he painted in the conversation, like you submitted off of conversation?
I think I ain't gonna lie, Big Juice, because I ain't spent a lot of time thinking about it. But if I was to answer you right here, right now, I think it was more so of manipulation. It was like manipulation,
Well, yeah,
mind play. Like
manipulation on
he,
his part, because whatever he was telling you clearly was false
yeah,
promises. But
yeah,
the things that he was telling you, you fell for, or you
right.
was believing, so you could say that you was manipulated off a conversation without
That's a
action.
that's a fact. Cause I just chose to be like I'll be like this. Look, I'll be like, I'm done with this shit. Like fuck you, nigga. And then he'll say some shit like, oh, you gonna be a lay down bitch? You just gonna be a lay down bitch, and you gonna just roll over like that? And then I'll be like, I ain't no lay down bitch. I'm gonna fight for this shit. You feel me? It was that type of
I
manipulation.
think that's why, I
Reverse
mean, I can say
psychology.
that's why I have the question. I always pose the question like, well, what did you get to get out this situation? Because you submitted, you said that he was weak for you first, and
Right.
y'all only hooked up that weekend, and everything else was verbally. So if you weak for me and you doing all this, and then I finally submit, it's not for nothing. Like, that was a nothing for nothing type of situation. And I don't know, I'm just me personally, I don't do nothing for nothing. Like, so it just sounds crazy because you like, the conversation is what grabbed you, what pulled you in.
No, listen, I
But what
get
was the
you.
walk
I get you.
away? The walk
I
away was
I,
nothing.
I I totally get you and I understand how you looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even debating
Like and
what you saying or
subscribe.
nothing like that
Flow
at
all
all.
day
I'm just
radio.
saying like that, like where I was coming from with it, it was more so like I'm a female that come from the streets. Everything that I give up is genuine. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for money, it ain't for gain, it ain't for nothing. So like when a nigga try to mind fuck me and be like, oh, you gonna be when I say I'm done with this shit, fuck you, nigga. Go about your way. You feel me? Then he be like, oh, you gonna be a lay down bitch? You just gonna give it up like that? And then I be in my mind like, hell no, I ain't no lay down bitch. I'm gonna fight for this shit. You feel me? That's where I was coming from. And then I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna submit to this nigga because the nigga making it seem like he fuck with me like that. So I'm gonna submit and I'm gonna tell him what he needs to hear. I'm gonna say whatever gonna stroke his ego because at that time I understood that this nigga right here, the nigga I'm dealing with, is a nigga that needs his ego stroked. So even while he was recording, I didn't know he was recording. I was under the impression that this is a nigga that need his ego stroked. So I needed to make him believe that I was submitting to him and that I loved him and that everything revolved around him because he's a fucking narcissist. So I was
Let me,
just feeding into his bullshit.
so can I ask you this? Like, what is it that you feel like you said that to me that doesn't equivalent to alpha male with the disrespect? Like by that, do you feel like that's a term and endearment of him talking to you like that? Like, you'll lay down bitch or with that type of tone or that type of
Well,
do
when
you
he
feel like
said
it was
that, Big
passion?
Bree, when he said like, "Oh, you gonna be a lay down bitch," that shit never hit the internet. That was some personal conversation.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That was a personal conversation. But the shit that hit the internet was more so like everybody was like, "Oh, he let Meeka talk to him this way. He let Meeka shoot him off the stage. He don't let nobody else do that." That I ain't gonna
Mhm.
hold you. To be very, very honest, to be very, very vulnerable with the women in this room, I'm gonna be honest and I'm gonna say when I got that reaction from the audience that was saying that Wack don't never let nobody talk to him like that. He don't let nobody shoot him off the
That
stage.
boosted your
And
ego.
and he never called me a bitch. He never called me out my name, not one time. That made my head get big. I ain't gonna hold you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That definitely did that. And I'm being very, very honest right now.
Yeah, so basically, because he's very verbally abusive. Like even it's a pattern with him. Like when it was with you, just in general, how he talks to women. Like the way he didn't got
Like
down
and
on R and
subscribe.
B
Flow
and the
all day
disrespected her
radio.
on the floor and like all that type of shit. What he did to what's her name, Nikki. Like I'm like, well, why the
Was
fuck
that,
you
and
let
I
him
want to
talk
ask
to
that,
him
was
like
that
talk
before?
to
Did
them
all
like
that
that?
happen before or was that after?
Nah, that was after me. So anybody that was here from the beginning, y'all know for a fact. Wack 100 never called me out my name. That nigga, it was fucking YouTube videos going around. That's what made everybody suspect that me and him was fucking because the nigga didn't treat me like every other bitch. The nigga never fucking called
But
me
you
out
didn't
my
know that that
name.
could be his character, like that could be,
For
that could be
me,
a
Juice,
possibility. No, not making yourself like you made, like you thought, well, you made yourself exempt, but what I'm asking is you ain't never heard him before your interaction with him.
that's what I'm about
Give
to
it
say.
up on
That
him. I mean, give it up to like no other female like that or to
yeah.
anybody like that.
So that's what I'm about to say, Juice. I don't know, like I'm saying, I'm from the West Coast, but I never knew nothing about no motherfucking Whack 100 till I came to Clubhouse. I never knew nothing about him talking to no bitch, no nothing. All I knew was the nigga didn't talk to me like that, and then when he did have the opportunity to talk to me like that, the YouTube videos was like, oh, he don't talk to Meeka like that. He allowed Meeka to do this and this and that. That's when I started paying attention. Like, well, how do he talk to bitches? Because I never had no knowledge of that. He never did that to me, and I never knew who he was until I fucking bumped into him on Clubhouse. You know?
What is that? Is it a night? Is it little or is it a nice size? What
Yeah,
size?
Bree is crazy.
No,
Oh,
I
come
just
on,
asked you
yo.
for
We could
fun.
do
Like,
without
can
that
you
part.
talk
Come
to him?
on. Come
That's
on.
crazy, Bree. You crazy.
What happened?
Cause he, I was at.
You
Is it
trying to
little? Is he
violate
good
us.
in
Come
bed?
on, yo. Come on, yo. Come on,
Well,
yo.
okay. Let me
What?
rephrase it. Well,
What?
is
Wait,
he
she
good in
asking. She
bed?
asking, is the
Is he?
dick big or
Is,
little?
yeah.
I. You want me to? All the women in the room,
Mhm.
y'all want me to answer that honestly?
Mhm.
Bree said,
No.
yeah. Y'all want me to answer it honestly? Tell me, I'll answer it.
Y'all come off your mic. Yes. Yes.
I really
I
don't care.
said
That's
no,
not my
Mika.
caliber of nigga. So I mean, teach his own.
I don't want it. Like I ain't asking because nobody want it. I'm just curious to be like, is it a
Yeah.
nice? Was he good in bed? Let me rephrase it. Well, is
Like
he at
and
least good in
subscribe.
bed?
Flow all day radio.
I ain't gonna hold you. He a freaky ass nigga. He opened my eyes to a lot of shit.
Okay.
That's a fact.
Because I ain't never heard you speak on that. That's why I asked. I was just like, well, at least is he good in bed or is it little big? Like, is it, you know?
He definitely good. He good for sure. Um, I ain't gonna comment on if it's big or little because ain't nobody said they want to know or not. But he definitely good. But other than that, it's just like
I take that as he's small.
Yeah, thank you.
Kima, you crazy.
He is. You can tell he's
You
smart.
crazy.
Cause he
Because she
got a little
went
four
around
inch
that
top hat.
part. She said he know how to do
Yeah,
other things. You have to
yeah.
get what
Shut
she
she
was
ain't got no
saying.
damn sense.
If he had big
PTR.
dick energy, that's one of the first things you said.
He can eat good pussy and ass, and that's about
Y'all
it.
get on my
That's
nerves.
mostly
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question, and I'm not
dicks
trolling. This
ways. They
is
can do
just,
everything else but
I'm
fuck.
asking this question. When it got to the point where he asked you to do those acts to him, to you in that moment, was it about I just want to do whatever to satisfy him, or did you do it like with, like, if this nigga ever flip side, I could tell the world this is what he asked me to do, or was it about satisfying him in that
Juice,
moment,
she
and I
just
want to
told you
do
they
what
was
he
going
wants.
animalistic in that joint for the weekend. They was getting real animalistic.
Nah, to answer your question, Juice, it was just about me satisfying a nigga that I was, you know what I'm saying, submitting to at that time. Um, he asked me to do something. I just wanted to please him in that moment. You know what I'm saying? And no, regardless if it was out of my jurisdiction or something that I wasn't used to, it's just something that I wanted to make him happy. You know what I'm saying? By that point, I was just at a point where I just wanted to be the person that he needed me to be. So I would have did anything at that point, just to be honest, you know. And it wasn't about like, oh, let me get this nigga caught up in the situation, because I honestly was enjoying myself the whole situation until up until that. And then I heard Reek's
Like and subscribe.
voice in
Flow
my
all
head
day
like, oh, you
radio.
better cover your own ass, because I seen him break down bitches as fast as he built them up. I was actually enjoying myself. I ain't gonna hold you. I was enjoying every bit of it until that moment. And that's when I took the picture. Period. That's why y'all saw his ass up in the air. Period.
But
Yo,
in that
Mika,
moment, that was all in the same moment. That's what I don't get. That was all in the same weekend where you guys were having this wonderful weekend. Y'all fucking like rabbits. So what made you switch gears and felt like that you had to get that picture in that moment? Because it sounded like that was a moment of bliss. You just said you did that because you wanted to do whatever to satisfy him at that moment. So if I'm in that space where I'm with my man and I'm doing whatever to satisfy him, I'm submitting, we having a weekend, we doing our thing, that's nothing that's going to make me cross my mind and say, you know what, let me snap a picture of this nigga in this vulnerable moment, unless it's something in the back of my head that's telling me that this nigga has the capability of doing something, or I need to
Right.
keep something on this nigga. So
Right.
if y'all having this weekend of bliss, when did it connect to you? Okay, let me get this picture just in case.
Okay, so let me explain. Okay, so like when we first did our do, right? The picture wasn't taken in the before. The picture was taken after we had the first round. You feel me? Um, he picked me up from the airport. He took me back to the room. We did our shit. We did our do, right? And then he took a shower. It was my time to take a shower. I got out. I walked to my bag. That's the angle that you see me at my bag at, because I'm digging in my bag for my shit. This is before the interview. This is right after I get off the plane type shit. And he's on FaceTime. I mean, not on FaceTime, on Clubhouse, talking to Posted. He's in Posted's room, talking to him about right? And that's when I heard a voice in my head, like, hey, Meeka, you know what I'm saying? Protect yourself, because I seen this nigga break bitches down as fast as he built them up. So I took the picture thinking I was never gonna have to use it, but I took it just for security, like, cause you know what I'm saying? Every time I don't listen to that voice in my head, I get fucked. So I took the picture and put it away. Or I did the video. I took the picture first. And I was like,
Like and
hey, but he could
subscribe.
be able to
Flow
say this is
all
not
day
him in the picture. So
radio.
I took a video and then I put it away. And then I went back over there to finish whatever the fuck we was doing. But I had no intentions of having to use it. I just wanted to make sure I adhered to the voice in my head that I never listened to, and I always seemed to get fucked over with. And I finally listened to that voice, and it actually turned out to really, play out in my favor because I listened. That's all it was.